What's up, guys? It's Kylek here, and man, I am so tired of the support loop. Like, the gameplay loop is just boring. It's boring. And I think I've had this conversation a few times, but I'm actually I wanna suggest some changes. Because, anybody could list off a problem, but, we gotta have solutions as well, and that's just one of the things that this community lacks. And actually, a lot of people have made videos about how supports could be changed, and I kind of just want to echo that and just add some stuff onto it because I do think there are a few good ideas. One of the things that I do want to go over first, though, is that this game needs to lose all healing primaries. And when I say healing primaries, I mean that any basic shot, like any fire or primary fire, all of that should not be able to heal. That needs to get out the game right now. So that goes for Cloak and Dagger, that goes for Luna Snow. That even goes for Rocky, but even though that's kind of a secondary fire, but that's still, you know what I mean, Even Jeff, I feel like his healing should be just, I don't even know, they can change it somehow. But nobody should have healing primaries. I feel like all healing should be designated to specific abilities, and that way we can get rid of the heal botting way that NetEase is kind of promoting with this game, because it's boring. Nobody wants to play that. Nobody wants to do that. And it's part of the reason why nobody plays support. Like, and I'm just going to ask right now, as a DPS player or a tank player, how many of you would willingly play support if, like, you had the option, And I'm not talking about, like, oh, you're forced into this role or you have to fill. I'm talking about if you were willingly given the option out of all the characters in the game, would you pick support? And I know most of you are going to say no. I'd rather play DPS, it's more fun. Or I'd rather play tank, it's more fun. I actually don't know too many people saying that either, but the other roles are just more appealing. Nobody wants to sit in the back or be the side character, as some people say. Even in games like Overwatch or Paladins, it's just like these supports, they actually have utility. You're not just heal botting the entire game. You're kind of like a DPS with like buff abilities. Like, sometimes they'll give you like a speed boost, a damage boost, or any type of boost, like something that's just different. But honestly, like, one of the changes I would make is turning Rocket's healing orbs into like grenade launchers. Like, take away the healing orbs and just make it like a cool projectile that does like a whole bunch of damage. Or remove Dagger's primary healing and make it to where it has like a slow effect. Then, like, you can sort of combo by switching into Cloak and doing like the primary for that. And even Luna, take away that. I know a lot of people would love that because people hate Luna due to how strong she is, but just take away her healing. Give her an ability where she can just heal or give some sort of boost through like an actual ability, not like something you just tack on to a primary. Even Invisible Woman, she can keep the heals on her shield. She can even keep the heals on her ult. But the rest of that has to go. Like, no more healing on the primary. Like, in addition to this, like, I think a lot of people are going to be like, wait, how are you going to do this without, you're just punishing supports at that point. Like, no. I think that we do need to turn down the damage for DPSs for this to work. Like, every ult, really just DPS in general just has to be toned down. Because the only reason why there's so much healing in general is to make up for how much damage there is in a game. So in addition to that, you would either have to up the health pool of every single last character in the game, but I can see the numbers getting kind of wonky with that, and they probably won't do that. So the more likely outcome is to just tone down the damage and tone down the healing. And that would just make it so much easier for NetEase. Like, people would stop complaining about playing support, hopefully, because supports would be more unique. And then people would play DPS, and you won't have to worry about people just, turning on an ult and just instantly being able to survive any sort of damage that you're doing. It just gets rid of a lot of problems, Like, you don't have to deal with the entire spectrum of these damage numbers and these heal numbers just being overtuned. Because that's the huge argument. Like, people be like, oh, support, it's way too overtuned. The heals are way too much. It's a heal simulator. And even just like as a player of support myself, like, I'm okay with healing, but it does get boring. Like, you want to do something else, you want to learn something else. Like, nobody wants to sit in the back and feel like, oh, I just got to heal the entire game. Because if you think about the support loop, the entire gameplay strategy is to just stay in the back line, heal your teammates, and make sure you don't die in the back line from anybody who's diving. That gets boring. And that's like the playstyle of most of the supports. With Mantis, you can kind of flex it a little bit because you can just throw your heals on people. Sometimes you can play a little bit of a DPS role, but that's different. But like, we need supports where you're actually adding stuff to your team, like where you can sort of frontline a bit, or maybe just play the middle, so you're not just like sitting in the back. Like a actual character where it feels like you're adding something to the game and not just heals. Because if it's just going to be heals for the entire game, or just for every single last support that comes after this, like we're not going to want to play this role. So NetEase is just going to have to do something. The Ultron nerf, it was nice, I guess, if they wanted to tone down triple support. But honestly, that was a band-aid solution. But like, even then, like, it just really made him into like this triple support character. Because now that his healing has been toned down, he has to be used in triple support. So I really wonder what NetEase is going for. That's my ultimate question. Like, what is their goal? Is this like a band-aid solution so people will just shut up? Or is this like them a temporary solution before they make like a huge change? And then just in addition to that, I feel like since they're adding characters every month or so, you're also dealing with that problem of like, okay, what about all the other characters that are already in the game? Are you going to tune them? Are you going to change them? Are you going to make it so where they're viable, even though you're adding new characters who may do the jobs of multiple, sort of like Daredevil? Because I made a video about that as well. Daredevil has a lot of aspects of other characters that are already in the game, and he does things better than what other characters do. And it just becomes weird. But ultimately, my point is, we need to get rid of the heal bots. Like, the heal botting stuff is dead. The entire gameplay loop is dead. Nobody likes it. I'm pretty sure support players don't like it either. Like, it's boring, and I think everybody can agree. This is not something that's even debatable. I think this is one of those things like where everybody in the community would have loved if like everything was just toned down a bit to where it's balanced and still fun, and just add a big like just adding a unique aspect to different characters to make them different and actually stand out, and making every character viable. So if you guys have additional solutions you would like to add to that, I suppose, go ahead and put that in the comments. If you like the video, tap that like button, and if you like the channel and you just like the content that I make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.